Pleased to welcome good friend of Golf Talk Canada, Kevin Blue, Golf Canada's Chief Sport Officer, back to the show. Kevin, how are you today, my friend?
Doing great. Thanks so much for having me back on.
Yes, we spoke to you about 6 weeks ago or so as a little preview for the season. And now Golf Canada is launching something which is pretty exciting, the Golf Canada National Golf League. Tell us about this.
Yeah, the National Golf League, or for short, we call it NGL, in support of First Tee Canada, is it's a really exciting initiative to build the experience of recreational golf leagues for everyone in Canada who plays them. There's a lot of people. I'm sure you know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that play weekly league golf, and what we're doing essentially is creating a regular season that can overlay on top of people's existing leagues. We're adding in a cool playoff format that'll be nationwide in the fall. And then we will have a national championship, an NGL national championship that will be played the weekend prior to the RBC Canadian Open at the RBC Canadian Open venue, Hamilton Golf and Country Club in 2024. So we will have the pinnacle of league play, so to speak, happen only days before the PGA Tour shows up, and the stars of the PGA Tour are walking the fairways, a few days after the NGL National Championship. So it's going to be super fun.
Wow. So we'll get into basically everything you just said there. First of all, how does this work? How does someone listening or watching this say, hey, I want to be involved?
So leagues, existing golf leagues, this is for existing recreational golf leagues, are signing up to be part of NGL. This year, we're having to limit capacity to around 100 or so leagues, just so we can make sure we get it off the ground properly in its launch year. Chances are there's a public or a private club that you may be a member of. Chances are there's a league, hopefully relatively near you. And if you're a member of one of those, if you're part of one of those leagues, then you'll be in the NGL in the first year. And we are hopeful and optimistic to be able to grow it to any league that wants to join and become part of the NHL, the NGL in a few years' time.
Now, how did this whole idea come to be?
Well, we did a bunch of research and tried to understand what Golf Canada is positioned to do to enrich the golf experience of recreational golfers. And we discovered that there's almost 500,000 golfers in Canada that participate in some form of league golf, which is a significant number, right? And we felt like it was Golf Canada's opportunity to coordinate all of the fantastic league golf that's already happening, add value to it, at a really cool playoff format and a national championship. And so we're just trying to really add to already people's fun social experiences that are happening in their leagues with something that is a federated national system that Golf Canada can oversee.
So we see on the PGA Tour a season-long points race, the FedEx Cup, obviously, and that's the same thing here with NGL with a modified with Stableford scoring system. Is that how this all works?
Yeah, so in the regular season, NGL leagues will determine 6 dates throughout the year. So if you're playing in a summer league that's 12 weeks or 14 weeks or 16 weeks, of those weeks, the operator will choose 6 weeks, and those are called NGL majors. So during those 6 weeks, the format of play is net Stableford, 9 holes. And so each golfer is going to record a score, and the best 4 scores out of those 6 weeks are what counts for your season-long points race total in your local league. And a certain number of everyone's local leagues, a certain percentage will qualify for the playoffs. That'll be 18 holes, and same format net Stableford. But the bonus in the playoffs is that you actually get to invite a guest partner with you to the playoffs who played in your league just as well as you did. So you might qualify for the playoffs and get to invite your friend, or your friend might qualify for the playoffs and get to invite you. So in this way, we're hoping to make the playoffs social and fun, just like the regular season.
And that's where I was just going with the whole invite your friend scenario, because as we know, as golfers, socializing is an absolutely critical part of the sport. So how did that whole idea come to be, that, to bring a friend to one of the regional playoff events?
Well, the reason that people play league golf is not necessarily for the competition. The vast majority of people play league golf for social reasons. It's friendly competition, and it's obviously done using handicaps, which is fantastic. And that's a fantastic way for people to experience the sport. And we wanted to preserve the social nature of the league into the playoffs. We think it's a cool experience to be able to share, a regional playoff tournament with one of your best friends from your league, and then for those who qualify for the national championship, same thing. We want you to go with a friend to Hamilton to play in the NGL National Championship in June of 2024. So preserving the social nature of it was a really important thing for us.
Now, you mentioned this earlier in the interview, the opportunity to play Hamilton the day before the RBC Canadian Open in 2024. How important is that for you guys to be able to give the qualifiers that opportunity, that incentive to play the week where all the pros are going to be there too?
We think it's going to be super fun for folks. I mean, it's literally a money can't buy experience, and we're trying to, in doing this, we're trying to really send a message that any way that people engage in golf recreationally is something that is valued, and we're super excited to be able to provide the opportunity for those national championship qualifiers to again engage in friendly net league competition, literally on the same golf course in the same venue with the grandstands up and PGA Tour flags, and it's going to be fantastic. Only days before the PGA Tour arrives in town at the same golf course.
Well, I've played a few pro-am sort of right after tournaments have been played, and getting that experience, seeing the grandstands, maybe hitting a ball into a grandstand or two, maybe sometimes that does happen. So that's a really cool experience. You mentioned as well the first tee. Everything is in support of the first tee. How vital is that?
Yeah, it is one of the reasons that we decided to do this as well. In addition to enhancing the league experience that people already have a lot of fun with, this is another way for people to make charitable donations to support First Tee in their province. So we're asking participants to make a charitable donation to First Tee. There's no registration fee to play in the NGL. It's all that is required is a Golf Canada membership. And then we are asking participants for a modest contribution to support First Tee in their province. All the donated funds go directly to the First Tee program within their province, and we think it's a really great opportunity for golfers around Canada who are eager to give back to be able to support an important program in First Tee, which of course introduces youth from all Canadian backgrounds into the sport we love. So that's a really critical part of the National Golf League.
Well, it is the Golf Canada National Golf League. Can't wait to see what's to come with this. Kev, thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Adam. Good to see you.